Hey everyone, today we're going to be opening up a 50-year-old can of scrambling eggs made by Nest. We're going to see what it looks like inside. We're going to try to make it and do a taste test. Medium moisture. Got some really nice graphics on this can. All the Nest products you'll find from the 1970s have the exact same label of all the fruits and vegetables. Preparation, 1 serving. We're just going to go ahead and make the whole thing because we're not going to be sealing this thing back up. It's just so old. It wouldn't make sense. So we're going to go ahead, the entire can, 15 servings in this one can. Mix entire can of egg mix with approximately 5 cups of water. Place egg mix into bowl. Gradually stir in the water. Stir until smooth. Pour into a greased skillet. Stir and cook over low heat. Ingredients: eggs, non-fat milk, partially saturated soybean oil, and salt. So the real question is, how is this going to turn out? This can here was produced in the 1970s. Still in 100% perfect condition. It's in awesome condition because my friend actually purchased this for me, and it came off an entire sealed pallet. It was in a pallet sealed away for the past 50 years. It's never been on a shelf in somebody's house. It was in a storage facility all this time. It's survival food for a doomsday that never happened. Measured out 5 cups of water in that pot. I'm using a pot. I don't have mixing bowls that big. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and begin opening this thing up. I always open the cans from the bottom in these videos just because it's a nice vintage can. Some people actually collect the cans, and on a shelf it'll still look like it's sealed for display. Now let's listen. Hear that? It sounds like there's some clumps in there, but as I shake, they're breaking up. So I have confidence this is going to work. It feels like it's all stuck here on the bottom, and there's air at the top. Some of it's moving around at least. We'll break it up in the pot as we mix it up. Here we go. Yep, definitely stuck at the bottom. That cracking was probably just done by me trying to shake it up. It probably would have if I would have kept shaking. The inside of the cover, absolutely perfect. What's it smell like? Doesn't smell like anything really. I'd compare it to flour. A bag of flour. That's all it smells like. Let's go ahead and grab a spoon so we can start putting that into our big pot right here. See how well that mixes in after 50 years. Start digging that out of here. Yeah, look at that. It breaks right up, see? I don't think that'll have any problem mixing in. Dry products usually will last forever unless they become compromised. Never know, it might start stinking now that we're adding water to that 50-year-old eggs. It's making dust everywhere. Let's check on the inside of the can. Doesn't look like there's any compromised area. Might be a little bit of corrosion right here at the top. But it doesn't look like anything actually got into it. That might have just been the top of the solder bead. Back then, right here, there's a bead of solder with lead in it. It's a dry product, so you don't really have to worry about lead poisoning. But back then, cans with wet food in it, vegetables, stuff like that, lead does seep into it. I have some videos of me testing these for lead. It is extremely high, very dangerous to eat. But this was dry, so there wouldn't have been any leakage into the food. It looks like that's just the top of the solder mark. When they were sealing it, that's just a big blob that got left behind. Let's go ahead and start mixing this up. Does the can give me any idea of how long the mixing should take? I can already feel it starting to get thick. Like boxed pancake mix. That's what this reminds me of. Those big chunks, I'm sure, are going to dissolve. I just got to work on crushing them. Doesn't say how long this is supposed to take, but I will go ahead and just keep on mixing. We'll get it eventually. This may take a while. Still extremely watery. Alright, I'm just going to leave it here for like a half an hour, absorbing on the tape. I have not touched this in 20 minutes. Let's see. Did it soften up? Definitely softened up. Might need a little more time. Little pieces in there that have yet to break up. We're going to let it sit again for a half an hour. Then we'll continue. It is pretty thick already. I bet it would cook up, but you'd have mouthfuls of just powder mixed in with it. This right here is freeze-dried fruit mix. And they never open when you pull. This is with me because this smells just like the batter. This smells like freeze-dried bananas. After 20 minutes, oh, look at that. I broke up the big pieces earlier, let it sit for 20 minutes, those little pieces absorbed it all. And look at that, it's mixed in almost perfectly now. It's got some thickness to it. I'm very confident this is going to work out. We still got a few more chunks in there. Going to give it another 20 minutes and we're going to pour it onto the skillet. This is the final product. The best it's going to get. It thickened up quite a bit. Thought it was going to become super thick. Guess not. Because it's not super thick, I would rather just use a frying pan for this. Get some low heat going. Just gonna pour a little bit so we can test out how it does. That's all I'm gonna put in there for now. And I'm gonna continuously stir this as the instructions suggest. Cooked up in only like 5 minutes. It came together exactly like it was supposed to, but it no longer smells good like bananas now that I've added all kinds of heat to it. That smells like whole grain pasta, or possibly rancid grain. That's what I'm smelling. It's no longer smells good. It's supposed to smell just like eggs when you cook it up, because I've had the new version of instant eggs in a can. This is nothing like it. Alright, let's do a taste test. By the smells, obviously the fresh, brand new eggs are going to be better. Actually smells good like eggs. This here, no, smells like rancid grain. Usually I would mix some seasoning, pepper, cheese with that. But we're just going to do a plain taste test. See if this is anything like eggs. It looks like the same texture as eggs. It looks like something you'd find in a school cafeteria. It doesn't have the texture of the real stuff. I can still kind of taste egg. Not the worst. I just had to get something to drink after that to wash down that horrible taste. I think this still has some nutrition in it, like it would keep you alive, but it's not the best flavor. Awesome. We better take another bite of this. Terrible. Alright, we have arrived at the basement sink. Remove the trap. Oh, look at that nasty sludge that started growing here in the drain. That's dripping from the dehumidifier. That's kind of gross. Really slimy, too. That looks like paint or melted coffee ice cream. People in previous videos have said they like all the tremendous amount of water pressure I have here. I haven't even noticed that. I haven't used this sink in a long time. It's just in the basement. Comes off pretty easy though. The slime. Oh well, just a basement. We are now in the backyard, above the septic tank, where that nasty sludge will spend the next few months turning into silt for the vacuum truck to go ahead and take away.